All right, guess we'll get started. Good. So first of all, I have been a little concerned that about just when everybody starts doing stuff on these virtual machines, they start to slow down quite a bit in class. That's one thing. Like performance, right? When everybody's doing the sys prep, things slow right down, right? Yeah.
Are we migrating hardware then?
No. Well, yes and no. So we are going to add another server, which means we'll have to move some machines over. We'll probably divide up the Linux class stuff will be on one, the Windows stuff will be on the other, like that. The new one that we set up isn't as beefy as this current one, but if we can move a third of the stuff over, that'll still be pretty good, So me and Mr. McGill are looking into what we can do to do that as painlessly as possible. Okay. The other thing is that we can do, and I have not been encouraging this, I've actually probably been discouraging it, but probably power down your machines that you're not using. So if we're in the Linux class, power down your Windows machines, and if you're in the Windows class, power down your Linux machines. And then that just has fewer machines running. Okay, so do that. That may help a little bit. And we'll see how things work from there. Okay, and then we'll work on a possible way to probably move the Linux machines over to a different server. Okay, so it'll be vSphere again. It'll just be a different URL that you log into because it's a completely different vSphere server, things like that. Okay. I guess the server it's on is pretty hefty and has something like, I don't know, I forget, 100 gigs of RAM or something like that. It has tons. But still, we're using, just at idle, when everything's just idling, is sitting there about 80%. That's without us doing anything. Okay? So that's a lot. So we do need to move something else. So the second everyone's starting something, it slows it way down. Okay? So we're going to try and fix that. Okay? Also, the extra machines that are out there, the ones that are not in folders, right? Those, if you have not claimed those in a little bit, we may delete those. Okay? So if you want to claim the machines that are not in folders, those are usually cloned ones that you cloned or something like that and didn't select a folder, so they went outside the folder. Then I will probably go in and just delete those because you're probably not using them or you're wondering where they're at. So that's a few things that we've been looking into to kind of help the experience be a little better, okay, for the class. If you don't know what machines I'm talking about, scroll all the way down, and it's these. So if you click on them, and if they say permission denied or you can't access them, then it's probably not yours. But if you can click on it, and you can access it, it's yours. Okay? So you can either delete it, can you move it? What options do we have here? You may be able to migrate it. I've never used that option. Oh, there, move to. Should be able to move it to another folder. Something like that, okay? But you should only be able to move what you have access to, okay? So that's the update on vSphere. Okay. The other thing is we had homework, right? That was due today, right? About FTP servers, right? So I just wanted to have a little discussion about that, since that's what you're working on, and we're working on finishing that up. I think I had 2 submissions, but I think one was actually the homework that you put in the wrong place. So, and the other one was fine. So what did you guys find out on your research? What are some insecurities about FTP? And what are some solutions? Jacob.
No data encryption.
No data encryption. That's right. Plain text. Anyone else? Yeah, Michael.
I find like they said that not encrypted, so someone gets into it, they can find it using the password.
Yes, it's non-encrypted. So you probably, that's similar to what Jacob said. Yep. Anything else?
It's really susceptible to like spoof IPs,
Yes.
packet sniffing.
Yes. Very susceptible to packet sniffing and spoofing and everything else. Good. Did anyone find anything else? Those are kind of the big ones. Yeah.
Do you intentionally line up what you're doing with Mr. McGill's stuff?
No.
Because there have been some weird coincidences with what we've talked about between the 2 classes.
Oh, really?
We talked about Wireshark yesterday.
Oh, there you go.
Wiresharks.
Wireshark is fun. Yeah. No. But I'm glad it's coinciding. It all should collide. This is a network class, so is the Windows one. As you notice, we're doing networking stuff. We're actually implementing it, you know, where he's probably giving you a lot of the theory behind it, right? And how it all works. So hopefully how you see how that, so I'm glad that that's hopefully connecting with you guys. So what can you do about FTP then? If people still need to FTP or transfer files over to servers, what can we do or what can we use?
No, I mean, you could
What is it?
MFT?
MFT? What's that?
Maybe an MFT. I think it was an MFT.
Uh-huh.
But it was it's like it encrypts.
Okay.
It encrypts the stuff, and you can view and manage where the files are as so you can see who's transferring the files in real time.
Okay.
And so you can have a record of it.
I'm just not familiar with that tool. That's great. So it encrypts and allows you to transfer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great. Haven't heard of that one, but that's great. Yeah.
It stands for Managed File Transfer.
Manage file transfer. All right. Cool. Yeah.
Lock down your network. Because one of the things about spoofing IPs and packet sniffing
Yeah.
is locking down the network. So a big thing with spoofing IPs, it's on the switch side.
Yeah.
Knowing when a device gets disconnected to disable that port, so you can actually lock down your network a lot stronger
Yep.
to secure threat.
You can do lots on your network to kind of lock that down. Yep. And as you guys get to the more advanced CCNA classes, you'll learn some more of those features. Did anyone find anything else? Did anyone find anything on SFTP? Yeah. It is better than FTP. Yeah. Did you guys find anything on SFTP? Okay. It does. It uses SSL encryption, similar to web pages, HTTP at web pages that have HTTPS at the end of it, right? Use similar type of encryption for those, and is a lot more secure, and that's what I'm familiar with as the alternative to FTP alone, right? But anything that you use that's encrypted is good. You know, you can always also encrypt your file before you send it, but that's a lot of extra work for the user, right? To be able to do that, and that's not convenient for the user, but that's an option too that you can do. And then that way, if it does get intercepted, they can't read it, right? Because it's all encrypted. So that's another option. Did anyone find anything else? interesting about FTP? I'm doing a web design class right now, and that's what I'm teaching them right now is how to use FTP to transfer all their HTML files over to their web server. You know, and so since this is a system administrative class and a web serving class, it's very applicable to if you ever use a company that uses FTP. You know, you'll be managing those, and you'll have to lock it down, make sure it's secure. Okay? So hopefully you're doing that through this lab. All right, so as far as I understand, most of you are not done with the lab, right? The FTP lab, and some of you are still working on the Apache lab, right? The web server lab, okay? So I have groups, which I predetermined, because last time I tried to set up groups and you guys already got started, and then it was just hard to get you guys together. So I didn't bother with that. So now I'm premeditated groups, okay? So there are the groups that you guys will get into, and you will work together so that everyone in your team will finish up the FTP server. Okay? So if someone's not connecting or not able to do that, hopefully you can troubleshoot that as a team and get that going. Okay? And so that everyone can get the... Now, like I said, I think most of you have started some of the FTP stuff. You may have someone in your group who hasn't even started it. So hopefully you can get them up and going and fix any connectivity issues. But I think that's minimal here in this class. I think most are getting a connection and everything else. So I'll allow you to move together. You do need to sit at least somewhat together. And you're working as a team. So even if one person's further along, this is a team effort that everybody needs to get done within that team. Yeah. All right. You guys can get moving. I try to mix up people who intentionally don't usually hang out.
Yeah, you really.
Oh, did I put you guys together?
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. There's a reason for that.